Hi everyone, welcome to the Career Matter podcast where all your careers matter. So as per usual, you guys are with me, Ri, but maybe you are quite weird seeing I am the only one in the frame because currently we don't have D, which is D as in Adina, because she already started her internship like maybe the past 2 months. So see guys, we already have this podcast series for like 5 to 6 episode already, and I highly believe that if you guys follow and at least take some of the advices that we share throughout the series, you can get your internship just as smoothly as Adina has had. Okay, so I'm very fortunate because currently I'm not alone in the studio because I have a substitute for Adina, which is also another D. So this is my friend here, my partner in crime. So this is
Debbie, you can call me D also, but I'm the clone version of D.
so biasa di tudung kan. So ni
Yeah,
hari
this
di
is Debbie.
gitu. Okay, so hi Debbie, welcome to Career Matter Podcast.
Thank you for inviting me as the new host.
Thank you for teman me lah today.
Yeah.
I'm not alone, I'm very glad. And this is the 6th episode, so I think today our topic will be quite more interesting. It's quite more relatable to the younger society, the Gen Zs out there. So what is our topic today?
So today we will be talking about job scams, guys. Okay, so job scams, I think it's very common. That's happening within our family, even for us students, right? Previously, maybe after SPM, we are doing like part-time jobs. We are so desperate to find a part-time job. So we are so close lah this issue. Have you ever experienced about this, like job scams?
Fortunately, I am not scam, but
You scam.
I scamming them first.
Understand.
Okay.
Same lah.
Same.
Okay. Maybe we should do a scam company together.
Okay, that's good. And today, to discuss this topic further, we are very fortunate because we have two incredible speakers together with us today, which is who is our speaker? The first speaker do we have?
So we have Mr Ashwin Jeyapalasingam from JobStreet Malaysia, a platform that is very, very close to our heart and very, very common. I think the first platform that people would go is definitely JobStreet.
One of the most searched.
Yeah, siapa je tak kenal JobStreet, right?
Yeah. Betul.
Okay, so maybe you can introduce yourself,
So,
sir.
hi, Mr. Ashwin.
Hey, hi. Hi everyone. Thanks for having me on board. Very excited to be here and be at the MMU campus here in Cyberjaya. So my name is Ashwin. So I'm the operations director at JobStreet. So essentially my job is to look at the performance. So basically once the hirers have bought a package to advertise with for jobs, then it falls under my side, which is operations. So when they come to post the ad, how do we make sure that the job that's posted has all the right information, is non-discriminatory, and also is attractive to candidates so that people will apply. So we will also do things like check and see if the salary range is berpatutan, is it commensurate. Then after that, once it's posted, then we will check and see what's the performance of the ad. Are there enough people applying to it? If not, how do we boost the performance? What can they change? Maybe there's certain terms in there which are not favorable. We can advise the hirer, maybe you want to change this to, instead of saying you're like full-time in office, maybe you want to talk about hybrid kind of things, how can you make it more attractive to candidates to apply, right? Then from that, we look at the overall performance and the satisfaction from both sides, both the hirers as well as candidates. So that whole customer experience falls under the operations side of things. So that's what I do. And JobStreet, I think, is the leading platform for job applications in Malaysia. It's been around for about 25 years, quite long, but now we have quite a lot of competition as well. There's a lot of things out there. So there's a lot of ways for you to find a job. So with all these choices, also I think it opens up opportunities for scams to come in as well.
Yeah.
So I think that's what we are here to talk about today.
I think JobStreet plays a big role in this issue where you are a third party that also manages the job opportunity. So I'm really, really thankful there's like platforms like this that people can rely on finding the actual jobs that are not scams.
Yeah. We
Right,
really
yeah.
hope we can provide a safe environment for people to apply for jobs. So we have a lot of things in place to make sure that that's guarded.
Nice.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Ashwin. So we have another speaker also with us today in the studio. So together with me is Mr. Ganeskumaran Gunasekaran. Okay, correct?
Yes. Such a long name.
So he's a talent acquisition strategist from PERKESO. So hi, Mr. Ganesh.
Hi.
Welcome to Get Another Podcast.
Hi, Ri. Thank you for having me here today, guys. I really appreciate this opportunity so that I can share most of the things that can accommodate your guys' interest. So about PERKESO. So PERKESO has already been a long time in Malaysia, actually. We first started up as a SOCSO provider. I mean the contributions, we're giving benefits for the medicals and sort of things like that. Slowly on 2018, we started to focus on the EIS, Employment Insurance System, whereby we providing an insurance or allowance for retrenched workers. At the same time also, we have trainings. And also we have our own portal, job search portal also, My Future Job portal.
Future Jobs.
So these things are actually quite new. We started 2018 now, I think 2018, 19, 20, 3 years, 4 years already. We do collaboration with companies as well and managing workers' enquiries in the sort of claims. 2 ways actually. One is the medical, another way is for loss of jobs, job opportunities. We do consultation and sort of things like that.
Okay, thank you so much, Ganesh. So when we talk about PERKESO, one thing that I like about you said, the thing that I remember lah is about My Future Job.
Okay.
Future job, yeah.
We always see it kan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always get emails about that actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Selalu lah. So
It's very familiar lah to us. Yeah.
okay, so thank you so much to our
Guests.
guests for introducing themselves. So let's go into the topic that we are going to discuss today, avoiding job scam. So I do believe that before we going deeper and wider within the topic, I think we should have like a common understanding and on the definition of the job scam. What is job scam actually? So maybe Mr. Ganesh can share your point of view on what could you interpret job scam as?
Okay, in the terms of job scam means we can, the I mean definition is so wide. There are so many types of scams but to be summarized it's simply that we are the employers or the person that who are doing that are giving a misguided information to the job seeker. And end of the day, it's maybe like, they got cheated in the terms of their pay, or maybe it can be the privileges, or maybe the job descriptions. It can be any reasons, which we can conclude at the job scam as well. It can be like, on-site. It can be online. It can be, through telemarketing. So we wouldn't know actually.
Okay.
True. I think like Mr. Ganesh also said just now, right? There's like a lot of like types of job scams. So Mr. Ashwin, so I want to ask you, based on your experience, like what are the common type of job scams that you have heard or you have experienced or somebody complained to you that you can share with us today so that maybe people like, oh, I also go through that before, Yeah. Relatable.
I think one of the dubious benefits of being a Malaysian is that we are all exposed to scams quite commonly. So we're also, I think, more aware of these things. But yeah, a job scam is essentially any situation where the person who is hiring pretends to be other than what they actually are. So this person can either be trying to get something out of you, either manipulating you in terms of financial, in terms of, so this is like to try and get money from you. Otherwise, it can be things like identity theft. So try to find out more information from you and get you to expose your personal details, which can be used then in other ways, right? So can be used to, if you give your bank account details, your your
IC
IC number, you know, all these things, right? Those are actually valuable information that can be used to then use for, like, you know, applying for loans and your name, you know, pretending to be you to someone else, to con someone else, you know. So you might not be the direct, you know, victim of the scam. Someone else might be the victim based on what you are giving away, right? And the other one is also in terms of your own personal safety, like job scam where you go to site and something else happens at the site, right? It's not an interview, it's something else. So that can also be leading to more serious issues like human trafficking, things like that, right? So those, I think, are quite a lot of scope. But I think the most common one all of us probably who own a handphone will have received is the one where, you know, you pretend to be a person who's hiring you to like a page and you pay you 30 ringgit. So I think in this day and age, everyone wants to like earn some side money lah. Everyone, you know, hashtag dua kerja. Right? So, it's like, so wherever you can get some more money, I think people want to try that, right? And it's attractive to know that, you know, without leaving your home, without any sort of qualifications, you can actually earn money
From
right?
home,
Yeah. So when they tell you you can earn, you know, 30 ringgit a day, 100 ringgit a day, 300 ringgit a day, it's very attractive, especially to the vulnerable, which can be, you know, the young folk who are not employed, as well as, you know, retired folk, elderly, who also are looking for ways to make income in this day and age, and then you are not aware of what kind of like tech scams there are, right? So you may not be that aware. Whereas youth may be a bit more connected on this, right? Yeah. So there's a lot, I think. But yeah.
Talking about the online scam that you shared just now, I think I would like to share my personal experience.
Yeah, sure.
So I was not scammed. I was involved. No, involved.
Active participant.
Saya termasuk saya join this kind of scam punya group. So they promised me to like to give me around 20 ringgit for each task that I do. So this task is very simple. At the comfort of my own bed, I can just promote, or maybe I can just like leave a great review on some place in Google Map. Then I just screenshot and send it to them. And when do I realize that it is scam is after like 3 to 4 rounds. I already get it 60 to 80 ringgit. So they start asking me for money to proceed to the next task. So I just ciao lah already lepas tu.
So you scam the scammer lah.
Like what I said just now.
This one I support. Be smart.
So have you ever encountered
Similar type of scam. I scam them, but not as much as you lah. 60, 20 je. 20 je. But recently there's a lot of like scams reaching out WhatsApp. You know, previously we have like Telegram, right? But nowadays it's coming to WhatsApp. Like, oh, I'm from Shopee. Are you looking for a job? I think that's more like the latest kind of scam, right? But I'm not sure what happens after that, like, because I already know it's a scam.
So maybe I think we shared like a few
examples.
Red flag gitu. Red flag of thing that maybe you should
look out
for when you are applying for a job. So to Mr Ganesh and Mr Arvish.
Yeah, Ashwin.
Is there any Ashwin? So is there any more red flags that we should see and look after when someone is promoting us with a job offer?
Anyone?
Okay.
I think
we are waiting for the thing actually. Okay, in my personal opinion, actually, first of all, you need to check the company background. As you mentioned earlier, even today morning, I got one message. Hey, hi from this HR from this company. Are you looking for a job? Suddenly from nowhere. So, what comes to my mind? The first questions: how did they get my number?
True.
So, from that part itself, we should know that how vulnerable is our data, especially our phone number. So information is already there out there. Somehow, we realize or not, we are giving it out. We are registering some job portals, we are registering in Facebook, and some sort of like this. So for the job seeker, first go throughout the company portfolio. If someone that messaging you out of nowhere, you're not even like requested or applied for the job means, that's a big red flag. I mean, you should be already aware. Something is not right, okay? Second, before you, after you're already done analyzing the company, look for the job descriptions. That's one of the important point. Normally, job seeker, yes, that's the important point that they will do when you're looking for a job. But the best part is, once you're already looking for the job description, everything is tally with you, you need to look for the salary as well. Generally speaking, we know how much is the market salary for the fresh grad and the experienced one. If the salary is too good to be true, some people like, they will be charging fees, But as per my knowledge, there's no any job search providers. Some of them, they will let you know. You mean like a recruitment company or something like that. They have their own terms and conditions. Some they don't, not even. But these people like asking you money, hey, I need $100 to process your applications. Another red flag. So just be aware, something is going to happen. So this kind of little criteria, I mean, you need to aware. Because if we already see all these details earlier itself, we can avoid that, definitely.
Yeah. I think, I echo what Ganesh says. So anything that's unsolicited is your first red flag. So anything that comes in without you asking for it, without you putting in any effort for it, that is the first red flag. The second one is, like you also mentioned, the company details. Is there anything that doesn't match up, right? When they say they're from this particular company, but then the address they give is something else, the job description is about something else, which is not related to the company. All these things are background checks that you can do to make sure. Also, the medium in which they contact you is another red flag. So, through unmonitored, unregulated mediums like WhatsApp, Telegram, Facebook, IG, all these things, right? You don't know who is on the other end, right? You actually really don't know who is the person on the other side. And, you don't even have a voice call, you're nothing as well, right? They all just communicate through text, right? Those are all red flags, right? Always, if you're applying for a job or something like that, do it through a reputable platform, whether it's My Future Jobs, MFJ, JobStreet, LinkedIn, Indeed. And if, like, say for example, certain like, you have Facebook groups and stuff like that. A lot of people go through those, those kind of channels. Those are actually quite dangerous because anyone can pretend to be anyone, an employer on those platforms. Like with MFJ and ourselves, you have to register as employer. You have to give like documents to prove that who you are, right? So those things are verification checks that we do on employers before they come on our site. So there's that, at least that little bit of checks that's being done as well. Of course, there can be situations where people can, maybe, I don't know, hack and get that account and pretend to be that person. That maybe that's the case. But if there's any sort of situation where you feel something is suspicious, like you say like, oh, okay, they're starting to ask me to pay for certain things, that is always a red flag. Usually during applications, I mean, you're applying for a job, is so you can earn money lah.
Scam some more, right?
Why you need to pay money?
Now you have to pay for things. Unless it's a very well-known situation, like, it's to, I don't know, they say like, oh, okay. If they say it's like to process visa lah, to buy uniform lah, all these kind of things are a little suspicious. Some you might need to, I would either say that, if they are going to charge you for uniform, couldn't that be deducted from my first month's salary as the deposit rather than I have to pay it upfront, right? Those are like kind of suspicious that you should be doing. Also, if the salary seems too good to be true, then that's definitely something you should be very aware of. Sometimes it can be seeming quite legitimate. Why is it so high? Like, we have situations on JobStreet where there have been jobs posted for a role in Vietnam, say for example, or Laos or Cambodia, right? And then they say, oh, okay, we're looking for a Chinese speaker, in these countries to support China market or something like that, So we are willing to pay 6,000 for fresh grad who can do customer service for this, you know, then it sounds like, oh, okay, you know,
So
they
tempting.
need, you know, Chinese speaker lah. You know, they cannot get in Cambodia, they can get it from
Correct.
Malaysia, so that's why they're coming here. So it seems
Legit.
legit, right? So that red flag may not raise at that point, but then other things may come into place, right? How are you going about getting the visa? Do they tell you to come in on a visitor pass first instead of an employment visa, right? So if they make you do something illegal as part of your application process, that is also another big red flag, you know. Coming in on a visitor visa to another country is an offense. So once you come in, they will tell you you have already committed a crime.
Correct.
If you now want to go back to your country, you will first be put into the deportation center.
Correct.
You know, so they will be able to coerce you into doing things, right? So when you have done something illegal, they can hold that over your head. I'm going to now report you to the police because you have actively participated in a scam, right?
Wow.
So those are some of the things that you should be aware. And but of all these things, of course, going along with it just pulls you in deeper,
Yeah,
right?
better
So
don't lah.
always cut
off the-
wherever you can cut.
Correct.
You know.
I think basically like nothing comes easy. Everything we have to do homework lah before we do anything, right?
There's nothing that macam
Too good to be
to be
true.
true. Kalau
Ah.
setakat tepek
Ya,
screenshot
macam,
Yeah.
Kalau dapat 100, why we study
Yeah,
kan?
right. Yeah. So basically, like, so since we have these red flags, right? So how do we convey that to the public? Like, how do we educate the public to like actually know the red flags? I know sometimes that we post posters lah, sometimes like everything, but what about the older generation who are not into technology? How do we educate them? And then maybe children nowadays, umur 6 tahun dah ada tab lah, laptop,
Yeah.
internet, everything. So like how do we educate to those certain age group so that they are aware about these scams, job scams and everything? So yeah.
Okay, for that one, it's actually we are still in the nutshell because not every job scam is reported accordingly. There is many job scams. We don't know about it. We couldn't trace back. Like even the person that involved, they just like, okay, fine, I got scammed. They just move on finding another job. But from my personal experience from PERKESO, we normally will be handling these kind of cases whereby like they can come straight away to PERKESO and launch a complaint on this. And we will investigate what kind of employer they are they really registered or not, or this is just a mock company, they're using other people's name in order to do the jobs interviews and so called. Maybe they're just collecting data, we don't know. Even your data is a very precious
safe,
thing.
yeah.
You go and send the resume during a fair or whatever it is, we don't know how our data is treated. So that's why the PDPA, Personal Data Protection Act, these are there. So for young generation, yes, we can go, into Facebook and see sometimes in the comments that they will say, hey, this is scam. This is scam. There's 100, 200 comments, they will be putting that this is scam. That's a big red flag. Like a proper job platform like MFJ, JobStreet, they even can go over there and put the descriptions. Okay, this is not a valid or something like that. In that terms, we will investigate from our part what is exactly is ongoing. Because normally the chances are very less because most of the jobs that are posted in the, in the valid platforms are accredited. We are really validate the employers. Are they really doing what their intention? Are they really hiring? That will be our main criteria. But for the older generations, it's quite a struggle because not many of them come forward in order to report on this. Mostly due to, they don't want to go through the hassle of reporting, they need to go to this office, meet this person, their case will be submitted, they need to wait for it. So they're not coming forward. But end of the day, more of this group getting scammed actually.
Yeah.
But mostly these people are not getting scammed because they want to go for work or what. It's kind of some kind of investment. This is a group, still a job, some kind of investment, work from home or invest here. So these are one of the things that are really bothering us actually.
Oh, I see. What about you, Mr. Ashwin? Do you have any maybe idea that maybe JobStreet can apply in future plans?
Yeah, so I think, yeah, just being aware of what's happening around, like,
It's not enough.
pay attention to the, notices that you get from Maybank, from EPF, from
Yeah.
everyone that tells you about these kind of scams that are available, that are out there. You say a lot of people
Yeah.
don't report, either because they are, one, embarrassed, two, they can't be bothered because the amount that was scammed was like maybe not so much, or actually they don't know that they were actually scammed.
Scammed. Yes, totally agree. But some they don't even realize that.
Yeah.
True.
Right? And then some also don't report because of fear of safety. If the other person like threatens that they're going to take action, whether it's physical action or criminal action or even legal action against them for like defamation, right? So they say if you can't prove anything that I did something wrong, I'm going to sue you, and I'm going to. So there's different reasons why people don't come forward with these things in the first place. But of course, when they do come forward, you can either report to, like, say, for example, the job portal. If you got this job through a job portal, or you're introduced to this person through a job portal, you can always report through that. Even if you're suspicious in between, you can always report.
Correct.
Report the ad for us to review it and see, right? Of course, when you report a particular ad, we will, of course, suspend the ad immediately, pending investigation. And we will also inform other applicants who have also applied for that job to be aware that this might be a suspected fraud. Right? So if anyone has any other experience they want to come forward and share as well, they will come forward and share. Some people like you're like, oh, I proceeded, then I thought is something odd, so I stopped. So some people will share that information as well, but some people will come like, actually, no, I took a job from here and I'm fine, I'm working here now, 3 months already. So sometimes, we have to check what is the situation. But yeah, always be aware, always also tell people what you're doing. A lot of people don't talk about it.
Correct.
Just talk to your roommate, your housemate. Hey, I've got this thing. I already earned, $500 today. Like that person will tell you like, hey, be careful. Something is a bit odd that you've earned 500 ringgit this afternoon already. We had one university student who actually reported issue to us where she was conned almost 15,000 ringgit.
Whoa,
In the span of one afternoon, right? So she started like your thing where 30 ringgit, whatever it is, then they say to proceed to the next level, you have to pay us, 100 ringgit, blah, blah, blah. Then it proceeded to like 500 ringgit, then it proceeded to like 1,000 ringgit, then 10,000 ringgit, right? And then after the 10,000 ringgit deposit that she paid, then after that they stopped communicating with her,
Wow.
But they keep seeing how far they can push you and how willing and how quickly you respond to things to show how desperate you are. Then they gauge. So when you start like, oh, I can't do the 10,000, I have to borrow money from this person or that person, then they know, oh, okay, this is the part where we pull out.
Smart.
So, but while you are still able to keep it rolling and you're like very engaged, they will continue to like push it. Then when you start to like put a bit of resistance, then they will like either convince you a little bit further, they pull back a little bit. It's just like fishing lah. It's just like fishing, right? When the fish start to pull a little bit, you let go. Okay. You give them a bit of reassurance. Then you pull back again. You give the reassurance. Like, oh no, don't worry. This one will be banked in tomorrow. This thing, all this sort of stuff. Then, but if you want to do, this will be banked in tomorrow. Here's the transfer slip already, but it's after 5 already, so it's not reflecting. But then if you want to still participate, you have to make the transfer today. Then it's like, they have that last pull, and then like, so there's a lot of different tactics that they use. So sharing that information with other people and getting their opinion on whether you should proceed or not is always very helpful. Just getting a neutral party to like tell you like to be aware, right? Because sometimes you're so into it, right? It's very hard for you to like see outside. And some of these cons, they will tell you you're not supposed to tell other people. That's always also another red flag lah.
I think there are like the safety measures already and like the educating, but I think there is still loopholes that we can fill in, right? Always. So like I think that brings to the next question. Maybe you can ask.
I think before we proceed to the next
Oh,
question,
okay.
I have something that I really want to ask. I grew up with the story of people getting job to pick up apple at New Zealand.
Oh my god, I get that a lot, yeah.
So you tak payahlah study hebat-hebat, you can just go to New Zealand
Petik strawberry, $15 satu jam. Aussie and New Zealand.
And as I grow up, maybe beberapa tahun lepas kot, I heard that some of them say that it is legit job offer. Some of them said that on social media lah, people say, oh, these are just another kind of job scam. So, what do you think about this, Mr. Ganesh?
Okay,
is there any report or something with respect to this?
Okay, basically for overseas job scams, unfortunately, we won't be able to do anything from the part of PERKESO because even the employers, we wouldn't able to track them in order to,
But what if like the person that is involved are from Malaysia? Like the organisation kan macam agensi pekerjaan Malaysia ke? I'm sure they are the one who supply the.
If let's say the intermediate person is from the Malaysia itself, we will be able to investigate if they are going throughout the Malaysia. I won't say like this kind of job is scam or what. Some jobs are really legit actually for the job. I mean the apple pickers.
Yeah.
So basically what will happen is the scam part is only happen when we are going to find this kind of job in social medias. If let's say like they have openings actually, we call it as a hard labours. You go to these, New Zealand, Australia, their Ministry of Labour or what, their website, they even got a quotation for that. You can go in the visa, maybe it's a visiting visa, something like that, even like a part-time visa, so that you can just work there for 6 months, then you come back. Just like they give you work at the same time you can go and visiting.
Working holiday visa.
Holiday visa. This kind of things all, yes, it's still there. But apart from this, like unregulated website, like Facebook, Insta, other social media, suddenly someone posted, okay, I'm going to have an intake for apple pickers at Australia. Per hour salary is a $20 Aussie. We wouldn't know. We wouldn't know how legit it was. Maybe they can bring you up to there, but we don't know that are you really going to end up in apple farm or some other farm.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
So we really need to investigate deeper on this and check on the backgrounds or details before we proceed further. End of the day.
Yeah, so I think like what I said earlier as well, so when it comes to stuff like this which is overseas, you have to be very aware. Make sure you're going through the right channels. Make sure you are given the right work visa applications and things like that, right? So if you're coming in as a visitor, there is nothing that is connecting you with your employer. When you come through a work visa or holiday working visa, there has to be a sponsor, right? So that is an actual third party that we can track and this thing. But if you go in as a visitor, you are unknown. Nobody knows who is that person you're supposed to be meeting, right? Also, be aware of like, if you are supposed to be going to Australia, that you are flying hopefully from Malaysia to Australia. They don't tell you, okay, you transit in Thailand, from Thailand you move to this thing or somewhere else, right? So all these sort of transits are a little bit dodgy lah, especially if you have to like exit and then move somewhere else and then only move there. So that those sort of things are a lot more difficult. And of course, always let other people know where you are at all times if you're traveling.
Okay. So we already talked about how to prevent ourselves from getting scam, job scam. So Mr. Ashwin shared just now how to be careful, to be mindful of what are you seeing, and Mr. Ganesh shared that to us that we need to be careful about too good to be truth deals. So we have also another opinion from one of
our guests
Our
also.
guest.
Yeah, so let
From
us watch.
Allianz.
Yeah, from
Mr.
Allianz.
Kevin. So let's welcome Mr. Kevin.
My views on avoiding job scams, you have to look into and do correct research on more creditable company, and also be realistic on the salary that is offered by the company. Yeah, thank you.
Alamak, kantoi lah.
Okay. So thank you, Mr. Kevin, for the sharing just now. That's very good, and I hope all of us can practice it and take note of this step that already been shared. But we cannot deny the fact that there are indeed people
Loopholes.
yang people yang still get
Still
scam, kan?
what to do kan. Tapi like coming back to the point from Mr Ganesh and also Mr Ashwin just now, actually so like we have the report platform and everything, right? So but they are not sure about the entire process, how to report, you know, how what to do. They must be really panic the first thing. Oh, okay, scam. Oh, okay, I lost my money. What should I do?
10,000
Yo,
gitu kan.
10,000, 20k and everything. So like, what is the actual steps that people can actually like report this and get action lah to the person, the scammers lah basically.
For example, does they need to go to the police first to lodge a report, or they can just proceed like go to maybe PERKESO, or what
Can
other
report on platform like JobStreet that they find the scam job lah, job scam basically.
Okay.
Mr. Ashwin first lah.
Okay.
Mr. Ashwin first. Okay.
Okay, so I guess when it comes to reporting, of course, the more places you report, the better. Of course, we always recommend that you start with a police report, because when you are then engaging with other parties, you can then share your police report number with them as well, so that they also know that what is going on, right? Then, of course, look at all the different parties that are involved and make the reports accordingly. So if you got it through a particular platform, you report to that platform. So whether you got it through MFJ, whether you got it through JobStreet, whether Facebook, you can also flag an ad as inappropriate or a scam. You can report an account. All these sort of things that can be done in those other unmonitored platforms as well, right? So always inform, because you can help to prevent. So when you do the police report, it's about yourself. When you report to the platform, is to help others who might also fall victim to this, right? If you are using other services as well, then also inform them. So say, for example, if you transferred your money through Maybank, then report to Maybank that this has happened. If you have transferred through other means, use whatever means to also report that particular transaction as relating to a scam, right? Because then they can also monitor things like account numbers that are being used and things like that. They can help to identify mule accounts, all these sort of things, right? So I think those are the three that I would recommend to look into in the first place. Beyond that is your own initiative lah. You nak contact your local politician.
Twitter normally.
Yeah, you want to just raise awareness on your own
Correct.
Facebook Live, your this thing, all these sort of things. You can of course do so. But I would say these first three are like the must do's lah.
Correct.
The rest is up to you.
Correct. So thank you, Mr. Ashwin has already covered most of it. Like I just cover a bit of it.
Okay.
Like from PERKESO part means normally what will happen, they can come to any PERKESO office, any counter, they straight away can go and just mention the employer name. Maybe they can give them the offer letter or whatsoever. Because from the system itself, you'll be able to track everything. Is this employer legit or not? Are they registered with all the requirements or not? If no means, for the severe case, normally they'll go towards the labor court, labor department. Or in some case that if we can just be the middle person, means we have our own enforcement unit, they will start to do the investigations. Because there is one case actually that I handled by myself, but since I'm from talent department, but it's nothing related to me, just this person come and approach me. She saw me in one of the carnival, career carnival. She come and tell me like, I already worked with this company for 6 to 7 years. Then she was mentioned to me when she went to PERKESO, it seems like medical thing is not able to, she won't be able to claim because she had some medical accident during her work. When we investigated that issue, it seems the employer deducting the contribution from her salary, but the payment never reached to PERKESO. But when I asked her for her, 6 months salary slip, the latest, the deduction has already been done.
Red flag.
Then I asked, then I asked her like, why at the first place you never know about it? Like, is that the job that you're doing right now is a really job that you applied? She said no. First she was promised a different job. Now she was doing some cleaning services. So they just said me that she just told me that okay, since she just educated until SPM, Maybe the awareness level is not that much. They just continue working. So when we start to investigate this company, it seems to be this company is linked to another parent company. Apparently, a lot of companies is under this one parent company is linked, and we open up the case. It seems like most of them is not even registered. They're not even contributed. They're not even accredited them as their worker. So, in this kind of case, like in her situations, when she's not able to work, when she come to get some kind of a contributions so that I can claim for the medical or what, she just stuck over there. So the worst case scenario, the enforcement will be coming into the picture. They will investigate the employer and everything. The case can prolong actually. We don't know when they're going to resolve this issue. We couldn't get the result as soon as possible. And for the worker, it will be very sad part. She need to wait. So this kind of things actually, as a new job seeker, they need to aware when they are already enrolled in the job, apart from the job descriptions, are they really being given the rights as an employee by the employer? All these things are being provided or not at the first place. If every month we are seeing in the payslip, some of us, like most of us, like even myself, we don't go and check at the KWSP or no EIS portal. The payment is already done. Even myself, I got cheated during MCO time. That's why I was start working in one startup company. They hired me as a business development manager. I was working with them, all was good. They were deducting my SOXO and KWSP. Apparently, when they closed up the company during the pandemic, I realized that they only paid for the KWSP. My SOXO is never paid. When I go and argue with them, I was telling them I'm going to expedite this issue. They just keep quiet. I go and went and do every reports and whatever it is, but until now it's still quiet. The company doesn't exist anymore. So imagine for 1.5 years I worked there, I was not covered actually. Let's say I'm had an accident during the workplace or whatsoever, I go and to claim medical means, I'll be in the bad shape. So that's the thing actually. Not only the job description when you're applying, even after you got the job, you need to be aware of this. Not only because they are paying you a salary, we just take down the salary, we don't check our pay slip, what the rights that we're supposed to get is not given to us, end of the day.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ganesh, for the insight. So I like Mr. Ashwin point just now because previously, if you most of the time, let's say that these are the step where people running through the scam. They get the message, they pay through Maybank, they scan, and this is the last step. So usually people will always only think about this last time. They will even care about, you said just now kan, like when you pay, contact Maybank, when you need, contact Facebook, etc. etc. So I think that is very interesting point of view.
Probably they wouldn't think this before, but it's a good thing to also protect the community at the same time with, after protecting yourself after you getting scammed,
So we already share about how to report, what to do when you are caught in the job scam, and how about some real life story that occur in real life. So I think maybe we can proceed to the next step. So why does this scam happen in the first place?
What is the motivation of the scammers usually that maybe we don't, like sometimes we don't know, right? So because like makin lama makin banyak scammers, banyak kerja scammer juga dia nak.
So maybe Mr. Ashwin and also Mr. Ganesh can share some insight on this. Do you know?
Any guesses? Any guesses?
Maybe you heard stories from me.
Maybe the scammer got caught and then they confess lah why they do it, so desperate ke.
Okay, in my opinion, scammers will be always there. Doesn't matter how advanced our technology will go, scammers will be there. They will be always finding ways, loopholes in order to manipulate people. Because they only will be attacking people that they know that this person is weak, this person is desperate, and that's the point. They're not doing it for 1-2%, they're doing it for millions, maybe 100 over % on that particular thing. So for why these things are first of all is happening, definitely money, maybe. Data manipulations. Even like some of the scammers, they're not scamming you just for your money, they're just scamming you for your data. If let's say, imagine I can collect 100 job seekers' resume, I not even have the positions available. I just collecting it. I can just go and sell the information to other third party. I can charge them. Hey, look here, I got a very professional skill candidate. Per head, maybe I'll charge this amount of money. Something like, some recruitment firm lah. We have been reported this case exactly, like some of the recruitment firms that they're just advertising some fake positions. Fake position, which is, they just send resumes, but nothing is happening for 6 months. No interview, no nothing. So what's exactly happening over there?
Yeah.
So these kind of things. Apart from this, definitely money, monetary wise. And then, I cannot think much more.
I think it all comes back to money lah. Even though
Money,
you sell data for
yeah,
money also,
correct.
and then you be a scammer, so you get gaji also. It's also
Correct,
scam
correct.
punya motif lah.
Yeah.
What about
So
you,
yeah,
Mr.
I think essentially it comes down to money.
Money.
Some scammers are doing it voluntarily to get. I mean, because it's a high
Paying job.
reward
Yeah.
job when it goes through. You can actually extract quite a lot from a single case.
Yes.
The other ones is actually there are scam farms. So I'm not sure if you've seen like these videos online where people like police like serbu like
the
one of these scam
centers.
farms,
Correct,
those scam
correct.
centers, the call centers, right? So those people there, some of them are working because yes, they want to get the money and like job is a job lah. Whether they're scamming or not is the thing. Some of them are actually coerced. They are actually being forced labor. So they have taken away their passport, taken away their whatever it is. So these are vulnerable individuals who are being coerced into doing this lah. So if you are either like policed and guarded, so you move from office back to the quarters, they give you accommodation provided, but actually you can't escape basically from these scam farms, and then you have to like work to pay your way out eventually. And these scam farm ones are usually quite large scale syndicates, so they do have connections to authorities and things like that lah. Those are some of the more difficult things. So we had a person actually like share online their stories and stuff like that about how they were in scam farms, how they were beaten if they didn't meet their targets,
daily targets,
so they are actually highly motivated to get that money from you, right? Not because they are going to be seeing that money themselves. The syndicate gets the money, but then if they don't, then they will have some sort of punishment. So yeah, some of these people, after they've been in that syndicate for so long, then they become part of the system, and then it becomes a like legit career choice and like life choice that you move into that space. But yeah, it's very difficult to get out of that cycle as well. So
Cycle continues.
The cycle continues.
Yeah, but I think there is like the preventive measures that we always like. We have the measures, but maybe it doesn't reach to a certain point or certain group. Even like students nowadays, I think since like we are from universities, right? We are going to graduate soon. So I think like when we go out and search for jobs, these are some things that we have to look out for lah. So amazing tips from you guys. Yeah. So what do you think?
I think that's very, very clear though. I think maybe at the first few minutes of the podcast, maybe we don't have that such clear, maybe we have quite a blurry view on what is actually a job scam. But after the session, after the talk, kita chat, it's already hampir an hour.
Almost an hour, yeah.
Ni borak-borak dah hour dah. But for me personally, I have a better view what is job scam, how job scam operate, and the preventive measure, especially for the MMU peeps out there to make sure to take note. And I'm very happy to have you guys today in the studio. Thank you so much, Mr. Ashwin, Mr. Ganesh. Do you have any last word? Maybe a minute?
Maybe an advice for the students that will graduate soon. Sorry. Yeah, maybe Mr. Ashwin can go first. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess everyone, just stay safe. I know you're all looking for your first job, looking out for those kind of things. So, yeah, just apply through the right channels. Always keep people informed of what's happening, and yeah, just do your best.
Yeah, good luck, guys. Mr. Ganesh?
Okay, Ganesh?
Hi guys. I know you all are like fresh graduates. Oh my words. Okay, I know you guys are highly motivated in order to finding a proper job with a good salary, and basically at the end of the day, everyone would like to do the settle down. But despite in chasing all these jobs and whatever offers that you guys are getting, please do aware, do your research, know where you're going to apply the jobs. Basically, basic checkups will be more. It can be a preventive from your guys to be scammed end of the day. So do not take lightly any of the slightest informations. Just take it for granted. Make sure that you guys go for legit platforms, JobStreet, My Future Jobs. We have so many legit platforms. Any inquiries, try to get the correct authority to come into the picture. Even your guys got scams, any experience, come forward, share it with others. Other people may avoid the situation as you guys. So for my
Thank you so
Mr.
much.
Ashwin, Mr.
Yeah,
Ganesh.
Ashwin.
But before we wrap up our episode today, have you ever seen last week people getting boba, people do the personality test, etc.?
Yeah, I saw at the Central Plaza, is
Central
it?
Plaza. And so last week we have event that we organized that is organized by
Alliance.
MMU Career Connect and also Alliance. So we have a few footage to see what happened last week. So how about we see it?
Yeah, footage just for you.
Let's go.
Today we brought to you awesome discovery truck and also lead talk together with MMU Cyberjaya. Today we have completed slaying out interviews together with MMU Cyberjaya. Thank you for this opportunity, and I believe this opportunity has benefited students and give them a very good to be ready for their interview. And also we brought this LEAP program, SEP Student Entrepreneur Program to you, and also to give students an opportunity to join Alliance Malaysia before they graduate from the university. So this is a chance. You can follow us in Instagram for Alliance LEAP. It's very important. So what we need that to have is we need to know that do you know how to solve the situation or not.
Were you in the Alliance
No,
event?
have you? Had you?
No,
But I do craving for some boba actually.
Oh
last
my
week, but
God.
I didn't have the time to
Yeah.
come and visit the booth.
Yeah.
But however, we would like to thank you Alliance for the great events conducted for those both two events. And I think it's already 3:56, so masa sangat mencemburui kita.
You know,
gitu kan.
jealous. You got scammed for this.
So thank you very much to everyone for your
Coming today.
insight, for your opinion, and I think that's all the time that we have for this episode.
I just got can I do some announcements?
Sure, definitely, yeah.
Okay, Just for the information, guys, for this 14, we have one career fair at University of Cyberjaya. So basically, for those who are looking for internship, any job opportunities, you guys can come over. It's conducted by our Carnival Jelajah Selangor under the PERKESO together with the My Future Jobs. I think it's on the 14. I think next week, I guess.
So 2014
It's exactly 14.
14.
9 a.m. until 5 p.m.
So guys, MMAPs out there, if you're free on 14th, do come to UOC kat sebelah aja, tak payah malas.
Right.
Sebelah aja.
So final year students use this
14
opportunity
September.
to
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, yes. Tomorrow is
Thank you
tomorrow.
so much again,
Okay.
Mr. Ashwin and Mr. Ganesh.
Thank you.
For being here today, and I'm sure it's very, very insightful for all of our viewers today. So see you soon.
See you soon. Career Matter Podcast.
Where
for
your
all
career
your careers
matters.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
First time.